Your Honor, may I seek recognition of Honorable Juliana Ray Yan Yan Ibay for her privileged speech.
Kinikilala ng hapag ang kagalang-galang Konsyal Yan Yan Ibay.
Maraming salamat po, Your Honor. I stand before this esteemed chamber today, both as a member and as an elected local official, to address a matter that I sincerely hope and pray will never happen to any of you in the future. I am referring to the obiter dictum made by our city legal officer regarding partisan political activities, which appears to be aimed specifically at me as an elected barangay official. The fact that I was singled out in this way has caused me great concern, instilling a sense of fear and raising serious worries about political harassment and the potential infringement on my political rights. Allow me to share a brief background on the matter. On September 20, 2024, I received an anonymous complaint letter coursed through the hotline 8888, endorsed by our city legal officer, directing the undersigned to respond within 72 hours from receipt. The response was submitted within the prescribed period. Among the hypothetical responses provided, assuming for the sake of argument, but without admitting anything, was the concern regarding a perceived violation of the political neutrality clause for elected Sangguniang Kabataan or SK officials, allegedly under Republic Act 7160 and or Republic Act 10742, I quote, "The allegations regarding the violation of political neutrality of the Sangguniang Kabataan nowhere in Republic Act 7160 or Republic Act 10742 does it mention any provision about it. Nonetheless, no political faction exists within the Sangguniang Kabataan Federation of Manila. Both the SK Federation and the Office of the Undersigned are continuously extending services to the youth of Manila in general and to SK officials specifically, regardless of any perceived biases as stated in the complaint." This portion of my reply led to another letter, this time from the city legal officer herself, dated October 28, 2024, which highlighted the first and last paragraphs, to wit, "We reply to your above-mentioned letter which states, the allegations about the violation of political neutrality of the Sangguniang Kabataan, nowhere in Republic Act 7160 or Republic Act 10742 does it mention any provision about it." The city legal officer said, "It would be wise for you to be aware that this statement may be construed as an implied admission that you are involved in partisan politics. Therefore, we request that you do not place this office in a position where it will be compelled to exercise its mandate in light of the complaints and evidence that have been filed against you." In my response letter, particularly regarding the first paragraph, I clarified that the statement was merely based on the complaint. I assumed, for argument's sake, without admitting any violation, that certain activities might be considered as partisan politics, which, according to the city legal officer's letter, are not allowed for all barangay officials, as stated in Section 14 of the Joint COMELEC-CSC Advisory on Electioneering and Partisan Political Activity dated March 29, 2016. If such violations are committed, it would necessitate the city legal office to exercise its mandate. Consequently, all barangay officials who have participated or continue to participate in partisan politics, particularly during the filing of certificates of candidacy and other political activities, should also receive a letter from the city legal officer dissuading them from engaging in any political activities. In the absence of such a letter to all barangay officials in Manila, this could be construed as a form of curtailment of my constitutional rights and a case of political harassment. Citing the legal maxim, expressio unius est exclusio alterius, what the law does not include, it excludes. The existing prohibition on partisan political activities applies only to appointed and career government servants, as well as to military, police, and other paramilitary units, and does not apply to elected officials without any distinction between national and local officials. As stated in the following, the first being that of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, Section 2, Article 9B of the 1987 Constitution, and the implementing statutes apply only to civil servants holding apolitical offices. Stated differently, the constitutional ban does not cover elected officials. BP 881, the Omnibus Election Code, Section 261, Prohibited Acts. The following shall be guilty of an election offense. 1. Intervention of public officers and employees. Any officer or employee in the civil service, except those holding political offices, any officer, employee, or member of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, or any police force, special forces, home defense forces, barangay self-defense units, and all other paramilitary units that now exist or which may hereafter be organized who, directly or indirectly, intervenes in any election campaign or engages in any partisan political activity except to vote or preserve public order if he is a peace officer. Last is the Republic Act number 7160, the Local Government Code of 1991, Section 93, partisan political activity. No local official or employee in the career service shall engage directly or indirectly in any partisan political activity or take part in any election, initiative, referendum, plebiscite, or recall except to vote, nor shall he use his official authority or influence to cause the performance of any political activity by any person or body. He may, however, express his views on current issues or mention the names of certain candidates for public office whom he supports. Elective local officials may take part in partisan political and electoral activities, but it shall be unlawful for them to solicit contributions from their subordinates or subject these subordinates to any of the prohibited acts under the Omnibus Election Code. Assuming that Section 14 of the Joint COMELEC-CSC Advisory on Electioneering and Partisan Political Activity dated March 29, 2016, as cited in the City Legal Officer's letter, is legally binding, though it contradicts both statutes and the Philippine Constitution. This provision of the Joint Advisory was already overturned or overruled during the COMELEC's deliberation, as stated under Minute Resolution number 22-0198 entitled "In the matter of the need for clarification of COMELEC-CSC Joint Circular number 001 series of 2016 dated March 2, 2022, the Commission and Bank resolved, among other things, to recommend that the elective barangay officials be exempt from the prohibition under 261 of the Omnibus Election Code. The pertinent provisions read, after due deliberation and considering the foregoing, the Commission resolved, as it hereby resolves, to approve the recommendation of the Law Department that elective barangay officials be accepted from the prohibition under 261 of the Omnibus Election Code without prejudice to the power of the supervision of the Department of Interior and Local Government over elective officials and to any administrative liability elective officials may incur under law other than Section 261 of the Omnibus Election Code. In conclusion, the last paragraph of the City Legal Officer's letter, cautioning the undersigned not to put their office in a position that would compel them to exercise their mandate, to my mind constitutes a form of political harassment. Once again, I hope and pray no other local elected official, whether a city or barangay official, will ever be subjected to such actions. And if so, send out a letter to the 14,336 elected barangay and XK officials in the City of Manila, the 27,360 elected barangay and SK officials in Metro Manila, and the 672,720 elected barangay and SK officials in the Philippines. Thank you very much, po, Your Honor.
Thank you. Majority Floor Leader.
Honorable Yan Yan Ibay wishes to be interpellated regarding her privileged speech. May I seek recognition of Honorable Attorney Lady Quintos.
Councilor Attorney Lady Quintos is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Majority Floor Leader. I'd like to state some of my manifestations in reference to what the Just Consejal Yan Yan Ibay has delivered in her personal and collective privilege speech. First off, I would like to take, with respect to the prerogative of the City Legal Office, in taking cognizance swiftly po of the complaints lodged in their office, several of which were mentioned by a good Councilor Yan Yan Ibay. With regard to several legal opinions stated, I would like to add more in relation to the subject matter po. Pursuant to the legal opinion issued by the Law Department of the Commission on Elections, sometime around September 2024 po. Let me verbatimly cite po what the law department of the COMELEC has expressly provided in their legal opinion. As to the inquiry on whether barangay and sangguniang kabataan officials are prohibited from campaigning for elective candidates, particularly in relation to the upcoming May 12, 2025 national and local elections. To it, Section 93 of Republic Act number 7160, or the Local Government Code of 1991, pertinently provides, Section 93, elective local officials may take part in partisan political and electoral activities, but it shall be unlawful for them to solicit contributions from their subordinates or subject these subordinates to any of the prohibited acts under the Omnibus Election Code. Furthermore, in a jurisprudential case of Quinto et al. Versus COMELEC, the Supreme Court, in accepting elected public officials from the ban on engaging in partisan political activity, did not make any qualification. Rather, it made a generalization that elective officials, by the nature of the office, are not covered by the constitutional ban. The intent of both Congress and the framers of our Constitution to limit the participation of civil service officers and employees in partisan political activities is too plain to be mistaken. Moreover, Section 2, Subsection 4, Article 9B of the 1987 Constitution and the implementing statutes apply only to civil servants holding apolitical offices. Stated differently, the constitutional ban does not cover elected officials. Notwithstanding the fact that civil service embraces all branches, subdivisions, instrumentalities, and agencies of the government, including GOCCs with original charters. This is because elected public officials, by the very nature of their offices, engage in partisan political activities almost all year round, even outside of the campaign period. Political partisanship is the inevitable essence of a political office, elective to be exact. Moreover, please be informed that the Minute Resolution number 22-0198, entitled "In the Matter of the Need for Clarification of COMELEC CSC Joint Circular number 001 Series of 2016, dated March 2, 2022, the Commission on Bank has already resolved, among others, to approve the recommendation of this department that elective barangay officials are excepted from the prohibition under 261 subparagraph I of the Omnibus Election Code. The prayer ultimately states that the Law Department and the Commission on Bank, after due deliberation and considering the foregoing, the Commission resolved, as it hereby resolves, to approve the recommendation of the Law Department that elective barangay officials be accepted from the prohibition under Section 261 of the Omnibus Election Code. Pursuant to the legal opinion, it is very clear that the controlling authority, or such mentioned provisions coming from the COMELEC, has the force and effect of the law. So following through the legal opinion of the COMELEC, which is the expert department in giving us the exact interpretation of these laws, it is very clear that elected barangay officials, whether local or national, or sorry, elected barangay officials, whether SK or the barangay officials, are allowed to take part in the said partisan political activities. So I hereby strongly manifest my support in the stand of Konsehal Yan Yan Ibay with regard to this matter. Napaka-importante pong malaman natin dahil tayo dito sa loob ng City Council, every day we are interacting with most of the time barangay officials na kung saan nagtatanong po sila kung pwede ba, ano ba yung mga limitasyon nila sa pakikisama sa campaign activities po. So, yun lamang po and maraming salamat po.
Yes. Councilor JTB Villanueva is recognized.
Maraming pasalamat, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Gusto ko sanang magsalita rin ng straight English, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Kaya lang may nag-text. Konsehal, nanonood po kami ngayon. Baka pwede mong Tagalogin para mas maintindihan namin. Nandito po kami ngayon sa loob ng Barangay Hall. Kaya ho, para pagbigyan po yung kaibigan nating nag-text at para maunawaan lalo ng mga nakikinig at nanonood ngayon. Unang-una ho, ako'y pumapalakpak bagamat huli sa tinura ng ating SK Federation President sa kanyang malinaw, matapang na pagpapahayag ng kasagutan sa kanyang natanggap na sulat mula sa City Legal. Yung unang binitiwan, yung inyong unang binitiwang sentence na sana ay hindi ito maulit sa mga susunod pang henerasyon at papalit sa atin sa loob ng konsehong ito. Maraming salamat doon. Upang maunawaan po siguro ng mas karamihan ngayon, ang nagaganap at tinura ng ating SK Federation President, Ginoong Tagapangulo, nakatanggap po siya ng sulat mula sa City Legal Department at siya'y pinagpapaliwanag kung bakit hindi siya dapat mabigyan ng penalty, sanction, disciplinary action o kaso sa hinaharap dahil sa umanong may anonymous na sulat na natanggap ang nasabing departamento. Ayon umano sa anonymous sulat na ito, inirereklamo ang ating SK Federation President, ang pinakabatang miyembro ng ating konseho, na siya raw ay nai-involve sa partisan political activities. Taliwas sa isinasaad ng Omnibus Election Code at iba pang mga regulasyon ng ating bansa. Tama ang sagot na ginawa ng ating SK Federation President. Narinig ko sa kanyang sagot na in order for an anonymous complaint to be valid, dapat it must be supported by any evidence. Otherwise, kapag walang nakalagay na ebidensya sa anumang sulat na reklamo, ito'y maituturing na hearsay. Binasa ko po yung sinasabing anonymous. Wala naman pong ebidensyang naka-attach. Kung hindi, parang isang scripted na sulat para akusahan ang ating kasamahan dito. Dapat, nung dumating po sana sa City Legal yon, total puro abogado doon pa lang nakita nila, wala namang attachment ng evidence, dapat hindi na nila tinanggap o hindi na nila sinulatan ng ating SK Federation President. Hindi rin naging maganda pagkatapos sumagot ng mahusay at tama ng ating kasamahan dito sa konsehong ito, nakita ko yung reply na dito po ako nag-react. At kung babasahin ko po, sabi po sa kanya, ng sagot ng Legal Department dated October 28, 2024, Subject, reply to letter dated September 26. We reply, and if I may read, Your Honor, we reply to your above-mentioned letter that states the allegations above the violation of political neutrality of Sangguniang Kabataan nowhere in Republic Act 7160 or Republic Act 1072 mentions any provisions about it. Tama. At ang tinura ng ating kasamahan, tama yung wala namang inilalagay. Pero ito po ang parang sa akin, pananaw, ay mauuwi sa political harassment. It would be wise for you, SK Ibay, to be aware that this statement of yours may be construed as an implied admission that you are involved in politics. Binanggit lang po ng kasamahan natin, wala namang binabanggit sa Local Government Code at sa Republic Act 10742. Binanggit niya lang na wala. Biruin mo, sabihan siyang it may be construed as an admission, implied admission, na ikaw nga ay involved sa partisan politics. Parang mali. Biruin mo, pinasagot ka, sumagot ka, wala ka namang sinasabi, biglang ang sagot sa'yo, o di inaamin mo na involved ka nga. Sige na, wag na po tayo doon. Ang sinight na kaso na ipinagbabawal ang mga barangay officials, including all elected officials, to engage in any partisan political activities. Ang sinight na kaso doon ay meron pong date na 2016. Ibig sabihin, itong jurisprudence ito, dapat namang ipaalala kung meron silang sinusulatan. Pero malinaw din po ngayon, sa sagot ng ating SK Federation President, at talagang magaling, talagang matalino, talagang mahusay mag-research ito. Biruin ninyo, noong March 2022, kung ang binabanggit na kaso ay mayroong petsang 2016, at ang binanggit ng ating kasamahan ay may date na March 2022, which is the latest, na isinumite ng Law Department ng COMELEC ang kanilang rekomendasyon ng lahat ng barangay official at any other elected officials na mag-engage sa partisan political activities ay magkakaroon ng kaakibat na kaparusahan. Sabi ng Law Department, pwede ho ba mga commissioners ng COMELEC i-exempt natin ang mga barangay officials and other elected officials dito sa provision na ito? At malinaw nga na binasa, at uulitin ko po, sabi ng COMELEC, after due deliberation and considering the foregoing, the Commission resolved, as it hereby resolves, to approve the recommendation of the Law Department that elective barangay officials be exempted from the prohibition under Section 261, Paragraph I of the Omnibus Election Code. Ibig sabihin, niresolba na ng Commission on Election yung batayan na ginagamit ngayon sa ating kasamahan, dito sa kasamahan natin sa konseho, na sinasabi na siya ay merong possibility na nag-violate dito sa provision na ito. Baka nagkukulang ng pagsasaliksik ang nasa loob ng ating city legal at nalalagay sa kahihiyan, hindi lamang yung kasamaan natin dito, pati ang tanggapan natin. And I will end this statement of mine, Your Honor. Lubayan na natin si SK Yanyan. Mag-concentrate na tayo sa mga trabaho natin. Tama na yung hagupit na naranasan ito ng mga nagdaang buwan. Naniniwala ang karamihan sa atin dito, marahil yung mga nakikinig at nanonood dito sa atin, na wala pong binabiolate ang ating SK Federation President. Tama ang mga tinura niya, at sana pagkatapos nito ay lubayan na si SK Federation Yanyan Ibay. sapagkat ginagawa niya ng tama ang kanyang trabaho bilang SK Federation President at patuloy niya itong gagawin. Huwag na natin siyang idamay sa nangyayaring politika dito sa loob ng lungsod. Maraming po salamat.
Councilor Tol Sarcal is recognized.
Maraming salamat, Your Honor, pati po sa ating Majority Floor Leader para po sa oras po ninyo. Ako po ay nagbibigay din po ng aking suporta sa aking kaibigan, kasama kong kabataan po na ating official na SK Federation President po na si Councilor Yan Yan Ibay, na nag-agree po ako doon sa expression din po na inilatad po niya ngayong hapon na ito. Dahil para sa akin din naman po, hindi ko rin po maintindihan bakit nasi-single out po ay mga gawain po ni Councilor Yan Yan Ibay. Bagamat na unang-una rin po, siya ay barangay official. Pangalawa rin naman po, siya po ay opisyales ng ating konseho ng Maynila. Bali, konsehal po siya. She is a public servant to the whole city. And at the same time, siya rin po ay Filipino citizen. Hindi po ba nakasama po natin ang ating City Legal Office sa pagtatrabaho rin po dito sa kabuuan ng ating lungsod po, para rin naman po maproteksyonan din po natin ang isa't isa, maproteksyonan po natin ang mga nagtatrabaho po dito sa sa loob po ng ating City Council, sa loob din po ng ating buong City Hall. Si Councilor Yan Yan Ibay po ay nag-express lang din ng kanyang displeasure din po sa pagsisingle out on a single person dun po sa paggagawa po niya ng mga activities. Pero siya rin naman po ay official dito sa ating lungsod. Pero regardless po of kanyang posisyon din naman, siya rin po ay nakakapagbigay din naman at naipakita naman po ng aking mga dalawang kasama ang legal at jurisprudence rin naman po sa pag-aalaw din naman or yung freedom po natin para makapag-express ng ating mga saloobin para po sa paglilingkod sa taong bayan. Kasama po natin, nasa itaas ko po, nasa kaliwat kanan ko po, mga iba't ibang mga barangay officials po ng ating lungsod. Sila rin naman po ay tanging Pilipino din naman po. Sila rin po ay may mga reservations din po. At sometimes sila po ay may sarili po silang mga pinipili na politika. Pero sometimes po, minsan kahit tayo naman po ay mga politiko din naman po, we must never forget that we are public servants first. Si Councilor Yan Yan Ibay sa kanyang mga recent actions din naman ay ginagawa naman po ito para sa paglilingkod ay bilang acts of social services din naman para sa kanyang mga pinaglilingkuran. And kasama din naman po, tulad po ng aking na-mention, ating mga barangay officials na nandito rin naman din po ngayon, ay may kanya-kanyang mga paraan para po makapaglingkod sa kanilang mga sinasakupan. Kaya nga po, nakaka-dishearten na sometimes we allow ourselves to let politics affect yung leadership din naman po natin. Pero alam ko naman po, naintindihan ko din naman po, na minsan may mga kailangan po tayong baka i-single out lang din po natin. Pero dito po pinapakita naman po natin na kaya po kami nagsastand rin naman po with Councilor Yan Yan at siguro po nagbibigay po tayo ng displeasure doon sa po desisyon ng legal office din po, ng City Legal Office po natin, ay para po ipakita naman po natin na we have the evidence naman po to show na ito po ay legal. At the same time, ang tanging hanap po at habol naman po natin dito ay makapaglingkod po sa bawat isa na minamahal po natin na mga Manilenyo. Kaya ako po ay naglalahad po ng aking suporta at sa manifestation po ni Councilor Yan Yan Ibay. At sana po maalala po natin na ang ating priority naman din po dito sa bawat sa lagi po nating pag-express ng ating mga tungurin sa ating konseho ay para po sa mga batang Maynila naman po. Maraming salamat po at magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Yes, with that, Councilor DJ Bagatsing is recognized.
Your Honor, as we come back here after a recess of All Saints, All Souls Day recess, this humble representation is saddened and quite dismayed po sa narinig natin na nangyayari. Dahil ang alam ko po, we are in the Philippines, the capital city, Manila, which is a bastion of democracy, Your Honor. And what I just heard, plain and simple, common sense, calling a spade, Your Honor. She was threatened by the city legal, and it seems like it's a political harassment, especially on the youth, the leader of the youth of our city. I don't know why the legal department is using such Gestapo tactics, Your Honor, in an elected official. I stand here not as a member of the minority, but as a member of this institution we call the City Council. When one member is being attacked, being threatened by another body in the government of the city, we should not stand for that, Your Honor. And you know, the more they harass the SK president, the more she will show everybody her capabilities, which even the majority admitted the last month when they gave her back her committee because she was capable and she's you know, a good public servant and leader of the youth. But in reality, they should leave her alone sana eh. I don't know why they're picking on her. Diba? And as a member of the council, and you know, side with her in this harassment, because it's just plain harassment. But it's also an indication that the political season is already starting. Di ba? Masyadong maaga, pero, you know, ganun talagang politika. But as my colleague also said, we are public servants. Let's not play politics and just do our mandate in serving the people. But, Your Honor, if our Honorable JTV clapped earlier, I'm also going to clap, standing ovation for the resilience of Honorable Yan Yan Ibay, and we will stand beside her in this unnecessary and undue disrespect upon her, Your Honor. And with that, I yield. Thank you.
Councilor Irma Alfonso is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, gusto ko lang batiin si Konsehal Yan Yan Ibay dahil she really knows where she stands and she knows her job. Dapat lang po siguro na talagang sumagot siya dahil unang-una, sana ang City Legal, dapat yun ang pinupuntahan natin kung meron tayong legal na problema. Dapat siguro hindi nila pinagpapapatulan yung mga bagay na walang basihan. Especially so, yung letter na natanggap niya, walang basihan at hearsay. Sana hindi na nila pinapatulan yon, Your Honor. Nakakalungkot kasi dapat sila yung una nating takbuhan kung meron man tayong problema na legal, Your Honor. That is just what I wanted to say, and I want to congratulate Councilor Ibay for that. Thank you.
Councilor Philip Lacuna is recognized.
Magandang hapon po, Your Honor. Your Honor, hindi ko po masyadong na ano po yung issue about regarding sa sinasabi po ni Councilor Yan Yan. But I am here, Your Honor, standing also as a councilor, and I fully support yung ano pa man po yung sinasabing issue ni Councilor Yan Yan. I'm a big admirer of the Honorable Councilor, Your Honor. And for the record, I have been councilor for 5 terms, and I think that Councilor Yan Yan so far is the best SK president na inabutan ko po. Yun labang po, Your Honor. So, in behalf of the minority, and behalf as a councilor, I am in support of the Honorable Councilor representing the Sangguniang Kabataan. Thank you.
Councilor Lubilosa is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ako po ay nakikiisa sa sitwasyon ng ating SK chairman ngayon. Ang nasa isip ko po ay total, nasa isang gusali lang tayo, ay bakit hindi natin ipatawag ang sinumang tao na sumulat sa ating SK chairman, at nasa ganun ay harap-harapan na maitanong natin Dahil katulad ng sinabi ng ating butihing Councilor Ima, tayo rin ay lumalapit sa kanila kapag tayo ay may mga problema. Ang pinoproteksyonan lang natin dito ay ating institusyon. Tayong lahat dito magkakampi. Nagkakatalaktakan tayo paminsan-minsan o madalas, pero ang pagkakaibigan at pagsasamahan ay nananatili. Kaya siguro po ay sa protection din ng ating institusyon ay magharap-harapan at magkaroon ng linaw itong bagay na ito. Yun lamang po, Ginoong Tagapangulo.
With that, any last words from Councilor Yan Yan Ibay?
Maraming salamat po, Your Honor. I would just like to express my sadness po towards the actions po of the City Legal Office because from my understanding po kasi ang function po ng City Legal Office is to protect the local chief executive and its body, not to prosecute them. And the action that they have just done certainly prosecutes me. Kahit na yung binigay po nilang mga batas, the laws they've cited, the jurisprudence they've cited, lahat po yun overturned na. Sana po, bago po sila maglabas ng mga ganitong letter po sa kanya-kanya mga opisyales dito sa lungsod ng Maynila ay inaaral po nila yung mga batas. Alam niyo po, Your Honor, nung pumasok po ako dito sa City Council, lagi ko po sinasabi, gusto ko po mag-doktor. Pero sa nakikita ko po ngayon sa legal office natin ng lungsod ng Maynila, parang masarap din po pala mag-law. Kasi ang dami pong mga batas natin na binabaliko, nilalagyan ng loophole na hindi naman dapat. The law is the law. Yun lang po ang masasabi ko. Maraming salamat po, Your Honor.